Speaker, ladies and members of the House, I'm going to jump back into my Mrs. Eisenhut's class, my 11th grade civics. And if she's still out there, I just want her to know I didn't turn out as bad as she repeatedly predicted. I remember what she said. We talked about this. So we're just going to talk about the facts, not really what we're all talking about, the 17th Amendment or the balanced budget. This is how a constitutional convention works. First of all, it's in there for a reason. George Mason put it in there. He was the one who put it in there. It wasn't John Adams. It wasn't Madison. It wasn't anybody else. It was George Mason. And that was a deal breaker. That had to go in. People weren't going to sign on. We do it here all the time. And they had conventions in those days. It was not an unusual thing. It's a tool the federal government has given us. And this wild notion of this runaway convention, Congress can set amendments today. They're like a 12-year-old with the keys to the car. And they still haven't got it done. There's been all R's where they've got the Senate and the House and the executive branch. It's been the D's have had it. We've had 10,000 attempts to amend the Constitution. My personal favorite is changing our name to the United States of Earth. Now, that's not going to pass. You have to have 34 states to call a convention. You have to have 38 states to ratify what you've decided in the convention. That's just as simple as that gets. And personally, I think that we're already there on the number, but Congress has to call the convention. That's the rule. And if you look, 42 states have asked for it. Indiana asked for it in March of 1861. There's no rescinding that. Once you've asked for it, you've asked for it. But since they're different, since they might be just a little different, and the words are a little different, no good. Not going to do it. Can't do it. So this is an effort to have similar language and put it to Congress and say, okay, they're fine. 34 states have all asked in the exact same manner. Now what? Now what's the reason to not have it? Our federal government's out of control. This was here for a reason. It wasn't here because somebody just wanted to stick it in there for, get in the newspaper. There was concern going forward. How would the federal government behave? And you can restrict your delegates. Delaware did it. 1787, Delaware delegates were not allowed to agree to any sort of proportional representation, period. That's where our Senate came from. But not for them. It would be representation only, proportional. And Indiana would have a much smaller voice than we do today. So of course you can tell your delegates what to do. This is the right thing to do. We need to stand up for Indiana. We need to stand up for the states. We have rights. We need to exercise them. We're stronger than we think. I urge you to support this.
Representative.